NERDSoul.
But you know what else is out there? The truth. That's right. The truth is out there in them streets, and people is mad. We got press conferences. We got people taking bows. We got backroom meetings. We got mental headspace, subconscious meetings, and we got sad, sorrowful goodbyes. That's right. I'm talking about My Hero Academia, y'all. Come on, we back. Come on now. Come on. Tell me now. Oh, you know what? The way we ended this episode, that last couple seconds, is the way they should have did the teaser. Because there was like the final act begins. We was like, oh, like, because you know it's real, son. We done had like 3 episodes of like learning stuff, people getting their family back together, people talking about the powers they got, and all of a sudden it's like the final act begins. Oh, come on now, come, tell me we hype, because I can't be by myself.
I ain't stopped being hyped since this season opened. I just haven't. Like, it's a roller coaster ride. It's going up. It has a dip. Then he's like, "Oh, we got another. We gotta have another big drop. We got another one. We got another one."
Yeah, he is not lying. Like, even episodes that people might loosely consider filler, Coop has been hype as hell. Coop been slapping people. Coop slapped me on the helmet after we finished the play, which I didn't. We wasn't playing the game. I didn't even know how it happened. But that's how excited Coop is.
Yeah, because even their episodes that are not, action packed, we learn so much. Like, we got so much of the family dynamic from Endeavor. We got so much now from the headspace of all of the, I guess, the the one for all ancestry, I guess you could say, the lineage or whatever you want to call it.
Forebearers of the mantle.
Yeah, the forebearers of the mantle, you know what I'm saying? All that. I mean, we get juicy nuggets of history. It's not just people running around with like exclamation points beside their head. No, you're actually learning things. You got Hawks and Genus coming up and being like, look, man, yo, what's going on? Like, I put 2 and 2 together. I'm not a dumb person, but look, if there's something going on, we need to know, because if this is a kid that we need to protect, you know what I'm saying? Of course, we have a little more mystery with the 2 forebears that got their heads in the wall like they on punishment. He's like, and he like, look, we gonna need y'all help too, so y'all gonna come and sit down. Like, there's so much that you learn, and I love that. You don't have to have a filler. You can just teach us stuff. Well, teach us stuff that we want to know. Like if you were like, here's how Ribbit got her like froggy powers, like, we wouldn't care. We'd be like, all right. But you're giving us real stuff, and also dealing with the press. That's something that I like that hangs around in this show, because when it comes to Endeavor and Hawks and Genus, he had a point. Like, if we were crying, would that fix it? No, that wouldn't fix it either. So what do you want from us? And that's where the give and take of, I guess you could say, this might be going too far. I don't know. Maybe I'm not looking for the right example, but this could kind of be seen as sort of like the give and take, even with cancel culture, depending on what someone does. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, how far do you want me to, like, never work again? Do you want me? So if you don't want me to work again, that means that I can't make money. What do you want me? Do you want me to just be homeless? Would that make you happy? If I'm homeless, would that undo what I've done? Like, those kind of things. Like, but if we talk about criminal, then you need to just be in jail. But stuff that's, I guess, would be considered a social faux pas or something. It's like, how far do you go? And depending on how far I would go, 1, would it fix it? Or 2, would you even believe it? Or would it be seen as performative? Like, say if they came up there crying and, snot dribbling and stuff like Viola Davis, they'd probably be like, oh, well, you faking. Like, you don't really care about us. So that was something interesting that I thought was thrown in there.
Can y'all hear me? I don't know if my mic. Okay, cool. My mic get messed up. If you're talking about the press, first of all, I just want to say shout out to Best Genius and just Hawks. I want to spin off. I love how they even put it like they head together, like they one detective. But that scene. But
They was rolling around like the CIA in this.
but they out there getting even everybody like, man, these two are relentless. They need
Say,
answers.
bro, they are a buddy cop movie waiting to happen, man.
I need it. But as far as the press conference, I'm not, I won't even go as far as cancel culture and all that. First of all, I mean, only people I mean, just from my take that cry about cancel culture are the people who should be canceled, who always bring it up and they don't get canceled. So I'm indifferent on that here or there. But as far as the situation, I'm not mad at old girl. I mean, her mom is messed up, man. Her grandma or whatever is messed up. It's only 3 days. So I give Endeavor props for showing his face and actually putting the flame back on, but like, look, I'm gonna atone. Now, I ain't gonna use the word redemption. Atonement and redemption means something different to me. I'm still guessing he's just gonna give it his all. He's gonna go out on his shield as he should, and he needs to do as best as he can, because it's just but I appreciate him not also in some situation like, look, what do you want from me? I failed. I am going to try again. I don't need to cry. You don't need to see me crying this and that. I have to reassure you, until I get the job done, this is where we at. You're right. So put the blame on me. I deserve this. So I give him props as, I don't like him, but as a man, I give him a respect point or two for that. Because he has to, this is what you do if you're going to get this redemption or get this atonement. You have to take accountability. That's something I love about my hero. Accountability. They taking it. They know they failed society.
He's learning what being number one really is.
The stress of it. And again, just got to give props.
This is what he wanted.
Got to give props to Almighty. He chased it. He desired it. He did shady things to create a family, and he got it. And he realized, I am this. So this is what All Might was going through. And I mean, All Might effectively, almost died several times. I mean, and by himself, he was able to injure this guy who has just completely messed over them in the chess game. So just he needs to finally let go of his hatred of All Might or whatever, and jealousy, and give that man a hand clap. And you weren't even born with a quirk. And shout out to, and I know this is whatever writing, but shout out to All Might and Deku. We didn't notice at the time, but I love that everything that kind of happened in this show matters. That when you meet the guy who was the second oldest person who had All for One, One for All. Yeah, one and for all, he's realistically, it's a power that should only go to somebody with quirkless, because I died of old age because it wore my body out. So it's kind of good that it didn't go to nobody else, so they might have died a short, And you look at all the people who died, they not old. I don't know how
they old died for different reasons. They weren't dying necessarily because of the wear and tear in their body. They was dying because old dude was coming for them. And they said that was a lot of those times when the quirks would pass, it was like a dying breath. We gotta do what we need to do.
It'd be rough. It'd be absolutely rough, dog.
And the reason I remember this is because I'm still, while I have read this part in the manga, I'm behind you guys still on the anime, and I just watched that part this past week. That's why it's fresh. So the implication of that is that they're passing on the mantle because they have no other choice to in that moment. It's not necessarily that they grew a prodigy or something like that. It's not Attack on Titan rules, right? Where it cuts off years of your life and you gotta pass it on. It's more so I try my best, this guy's coming for me. This is why the grandmother or All Might's predecessor abandoned her kid, because she's like, this dude's gonna come for me and everything I have, and my time is limited, and I know he's coming to get. It's like mafia style. I know he's gonna try to come get me, and let's pass this on and do what we gotta do. Versus some of the other ones
got her in a way.
He absolutely did, but in the flashbacks, you saw some of the times when it was passed along. It was like a dying breath reach out, and we see what that potentially could have looked like for Deku in that movie that I don't like to reference when when the non-canon started showing, his back was against the wall. When your back is against the wall that much, and when you have that power that you know can at least pass or transcend or do something, you're gonna try to have to do what you gotta win. And we saw in that moment, he's like, "Look, eat this hair, about to go. I got no other choice." And that's what happened with a lot of the predecessors, that they had no choice. They just had to give it to whoever was there in that moment, so that the fight could continue.
This is true.
Yeah, and to the point about Endeavor, I love that he opened up. He didn't, in the way they did it or the way they wrote it, he didn't dance around the issue. He was like, "Look, this guy is my son. What he said about me is true." Like, he didn't. That's showing that growth where, like, you look back in the day. I think Endeavor wanted the status symbol of number one. That's it.
Absolutely.
He had no idea what being a leader really is. Being a leader is more than just the status of being a leader. Being a leader also means when everybody wants answers, they're looking at you.
I mean, Mike, let's just take it to what you just said is like let's take the sports world. Jerry Jones, insane maniac, love to be number one, want to control everything. He ain't no leader. He don't know what he doing. James Dolan, just because you own something and you rich and powerful don't mean you're a leader. I mean, so
true that.
or you don't know what it takes. And this is the first sign of him having some true contrite leadership. Like, yeah, he's a leader in fighting of his own sidekicks and that. But who's to say how many of his sidekicks got mollywopped, murdered, or beat down?
Yeah.
Like, not just his family, like his business might, people he cared about might be dead, and people he do care about or respected are dead. So, yeah, it's like you can't really be, hiding behind a tree or hiding behind this false wall of power. It's like, I have a job to do. I got to get it done. We'll sort this out later, or insult me as we deal with this. He know that he can't, and you cannot yell at the public because you are a public servant. You must take this criticism and this pain. Now, I know this as a public servant. Yeah. So,
and one thing that I do like is when she was yelling and then started realizing it's like, yeah, even though he deserves all this criticism, maybe I do need to pull back because I actually still got to let him do his job.
And like, she's hurt, man. She's hurt, bro.
Yeah,
it's
she's
like,
hurt because she brought it up, and of course it's TV time. This is like episode, I don't know, whatever this season, episode 14 or whatever we in. But it's been like 2 days, man.
It's 2 days.
Like,
so she got a lot going.
Like all this stuff has happened like in 2-3 days. So it's like
days, bro.
I appreciate
TV time. Be funny, boy.
She actually gave him a pathway to atonement. She was like, you up here saying you sorry, you contrite, man, them villains still out there. I need you to go and finish the job. Like, okay, you were terrible and you have a lot to answer for. Go answer for it. Like, go get on them now. What you still here for? I love that.
That's why I'm glad we saw Ray, because Ray came through. And even his, I guess not his oldest son, his middle son was still like, look, I'm here until we finish this. And then maybe we'll figure out where we go from there. But I do like the fact that they all came and said, look, this, he's a problem that was created by you, but we also help foster some of this stuff. So we're going to support you and we're going to stick by you. But you gotta get up off your little petty horse or whatever, and we gotta get to work.
I do love. I'm still a little more lenient because I feel like she did beat that man. She beat that woman into a damn mental breakdown. But I do like what she said. You think you're the only one suffering? You get like your hell is outside. Like, you don't get to sit down here. Oh no, partner.
Because I mean, imagine these kids that thought they had a sibling that was dead, and then they're like, "Oh, hold up, what?
Hey, that's terrifying.
My brother's alive."
That's terrifying.
And then now my brother's alive, but I can't even really have a joyful reunion because
your brother
wants to kill me.
Is a top terrorist, a public known terrorist, like working with the top terrorists in maybe the world, but definitely Japan. Like,
yeah.
No, like and
he's literally responsible for the death of thousands, if not millions.
Yeah, because we haven't even. I don't even think they haven't marked on a death toll on the show, but
they just a lot of people hurt.
When Giga, I don't know, Giga Monster, whatever his name is,
the mountain or whatever the hell.
Yeah, when he ran through that city, it's not like people were like, "Oh, we got time to evacuate." He was running like, like when he ran through. I don't know, he ran through like what, a whole city. So let's imagine at least I don't know, 50,000 people are probably.
Oh, dead. And not that he ran through, he pushed Mount Lady through some too.
Oh yeah, because she fell back on. Because she fell back on some buildings or whatever, didn't she?
Yeah, like I mean, she got pushed through for a while and then she couldn't hold him. Like he didn't stop. She didn't even really slow him down.
Yeah, so I mean, you take that. Plus, they said there's like 1,000 criminals that are out on the streets. Because I mean, even petty criminals can beat up like a regular human that that has no powers. So in 3 days. Yo, I'll tell you this, all for one, boy. That boy, evil, he ain't no joke.
Man, he petty, evil. Just slow down.
Since we have someone who's read the manga, I gotta come to my girl for the news. All right, tell me, Ninja, come on now. Tell me we about to have a dope training arc for your boy Deku, because he was like, well, I mean, they said the final act, and he looked like he wrote a note like, I'm going off, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm about to ascend. When I come back, I'm gonna be wearing a long trench coat, all right, with a bandana, all right. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna be coming back with a trench coat. All right, maybe not coming back, but he had the mad rugged gear, and he pulled the mask over. You know it's real. You know what I'm saying? He put the ski mask down. Come on, man. Ninja, what we got? What we got to look forward to?
So, excuse me. So it seems like I have to gauge on where y'all are and gauge where I read and where I stopped reading. So y'all reading, that is not a word. Reading. Lord help me.
It is a word now.
Reading. What you been reading?
What you read?
What you been reading? That's the Mississippi coming out, I guess. What you been reading? Anyway, it seems like y'all went through. I'm gonna say this without potentially spoiling y'all, but so in case it hasn't been animated yet, y'all been through the hospital.
Yes.
Okay.
This is,
it sounds like y'all got to the end.
He wrote his note. Deku wrote a note to all his school friends.
Everybody. So he's at the Dark Deku beginning phase.
Well, then I am pleased and sad to say that is where I stopped reading. That last panel of him out looking at the city in his brood moment was actually the last panel of the manga I have read. So anything that happens from here would actually be new to me too. Which
Mike,
my dog is hyped too. Yeah, that was just like a really good stopping point. I think I was on a fight or something. I was like,
I'll say this. There isn't a train. I don't think there's a train arc. He's just about to go do the job. Like he's about to go get in the fights and go attack, go block, stop stuff. He about to be
Batman. For all my people who ever
training is over. This is real.
All my people who played any sports during like the late 90s or early aughts. He's about to put his headphones on and play Bone Crusher real loud, right? Before he get pumped up to go out on the field. That's what he's about to do.
This is when they say the last
arc ain't Bone Crusher. Bone Crusher got like 2 hits. But I mean, look, hey
man, look, tell me this. Quick aside though, when Bone Crusher he was in Def Jam Fight for New York. Was his song in there? But either way, Bone Crusher was in there. He'd get you hype.
Yep. You know what I'm saying? He about to come on. He's like, all right, I gotta do what I gotta do. But I do
songs in a video game.
Saying he saw a little kid in there, and then everybody started tearing up. So you know what we about to do, y'all. You know we about to redeem the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? You won't be like, we about to redeem him. So I just want y'all to get prepared.
I know. I kind of was frustrated with like, I know we got to get rid of All for One, but I'm like, can we get rid of Shigaraki too? He definitely got to get locked up. He ain't no like this ain't gonna be like Naruto where you let your villain just run around do science stuff afterwards. No, he got to go to jail.
Well, like, I assume maybe what'll happen is maybe Shigaraki will be able to meet his mom in the subconscious space before his body is like completely taken away by
his grandmother,
All for One or something. Oh, grandma, and then I don't know, and then he'll kill All for One or something. I don't know.
That's possible. I can see
but
that.
however they do it, they of course, since this is the protagonist, they got to do it in a way where it's like, just so we all know, this is how the writers do it. They're like, just so we all know, this isn't in cold blood, everyone. He's just killing him because he has to. All right, there's no yo. That's one thing about Japanese writers in these shows.
I don't know what it is.
I'll be like, bro, we get it. But at the same time, if you don't, then you have the whole uproar that we had about Man of Steel, where they're like, he killed. It's like, bro, this dude had killed how many people? Like, what was he supposed to do? Like, remember, this is his first day on the job. Imagine you just started flying yesterday. All right. Like, imagine you just got to work, the internet server goes down, the fax machine ain't working, the coffee machine is spitting water everywhere. Like everything went to crap. And he killed the leader because he had to. He saw no other option. This ain't no Superman had been Superman for like 35 years. Superman, he started flying yesterday.
Can I at least say this? I was telling Mark this. I am not for or against your point, because I'm like, if Shigaraki dies, he dies. But I understand. I appreciate them. I know maybe I'm a sucker for it, but I just like that if a hero understands that I don't necessarily want blood on my hands, but I might have to do it. But I love the way they're handling the importance of life. Life actually matters, and it's so refreshing that life actually matters in this anime. Like, thank you. Like people matter. Even the little guy matters in this show. Like, you have to answer for your actions and be accountable. So I love what Nana said, because you had mentioned this before. She's like, I'm sorry to put this all on a 16-year-old boy, for a failure of us adults. I'm sorry, Deku, but can you kill my grandson for me? Because I'm dead. Because I'm sorry. We all gonna give you our powers, but can you kill him real quick? Can you kill my grandson? He was like, if I got to, I got to. Like, I ain't gonna front. If I was a hero, if I had one for all, if I had it, my take would be like, look, I ain't coming out here to kill nobody, but I also ain't wasting no time. I'm gonna be like, look, Hove did that, so y'all ain't have to go through that. Blood is on my hands, so y'all ain't got to kill nobody. I got that. Miss Nana, can I talk to you for a minute? If I fold your grandson like a piece of bread, are you gonna hold it against me? Are you gonna be cool with that? Cool, because I don't want you in my mind come back to haunt me in my dreams when I kill this boy, because he gotta go. That's me, but I'll be like, I'll change up later, but I'll be like, I might have to kill him. Either that, or they be like, yo, One for All hasn't killed nobody, but he's paralyzed like mad villain. like you ain't gonna be able to hurt nobody no more. Why? Because you're paraplegic. That's why. And I'm definitely breaking some limbs and some arms. Like, you ain't walking. Like nah, ain't gonna be none of that.
Yeah, I mean, give in to the dark side. Do it the Batman way. I like this. I like how this sounds.
You definitely going to not be able to use your quirk. How about that? Your arms hands might be gone. All for One would have been done, son. It ain't gonna be that. Look, I mean, now of course it's good TV because we get to see him come back and play 4D chess on these cats. But at the same time, if they would have just dealt with him, and you know what I mean by dealt with him, then unalive him, then everything would have been all right. I don't know, man. I'm glad to see the psychological engagement before the last arc and I love how they just said the last arc. So it's like, we got the psychological, we got the fallout, we got this. Now we about to get into what a hero needs to do with the parallel. All right, this is it, because it can't get no worse. Mm-hmm. The next thing that's worse is death, because Japan, most of Japan is, or both part of Japan is gone. It's in rubble. And I even read a little bit, just know the sentiment of how the shopkeepers and the dudes hanging out in this rubble, they like, man, we ain't trying to hear this from no young punk kids. Heroes, man, we gonna handle this ourselves. So I was reading ahead just to like a couple of panels ahead, where the next arc starts, and man, it's gonna get rough. Like just a little bit, but you know, you pick up with Deku. You know, fighting the old friend. You know, the one that broke out that he mollywopped before. So yeah, that's the first person he gonna meet, I think, if they animate it the way the panel goes.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, I mean,
I saw that in the preview. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot because I be skipping previews too. I just be surprised. Whatever happened next, I'll be surprised on that. So
Mike Quirky Skip does not like to dilly or dally with his type.
I've been going back and watching Bleach, man. I've been getting through that show mad quick because I'll be like, look, Skip, I don't know what the intro song. I know how it sound when it's first start. I know like the first two notes, and I'll be like, all right, fast forward, all right, skip that, skip that. Well, look, I'm trying to move on to the story.